Namaste yogis, welcome. Thank you so much for being here today. So we're going to start laying down on chair shavasana. You can have a blanket under your legs if you like, just to get your legs at a 90-degree angle. If you want to have a block, if you have one handy, or another blanket under your head just to help support it so that your neck can be in line with the rest of the spine. And you want your knees right over the hips and allow them to be about a fist distance apart. If you notice that your knees start going wider than that, you can take a strap and wrap it around your thighs to contain them and keep them hip width, and that will help to neutralize your hips and therefore your pelvis. Relax your hands by your sides, palms facing up. Draw your shoulder blades together and release your shoulders on the floor. Maybe move your head side to side, or you can also lift the head with your hands and slightly tuck your chin and then release the back of the head back onto the floor just to, once again, elongate your neck. You just want to make sure your neck is not flat on the ground. And then allow your body to release onto the floor with every breath, relaxing your toes, your foot soles. Relax the top of your feet, your ankles. Relax your lower legs, your knees. Relax your thighs, your buttocks. Notice your hips, let them be heavy. Relax your shoulders. And maybe you allow the curvature of the spine to release on the floor so that the only part of the spine that is actually neutral is your cervical spine or your neck, and maybe the rest of the spine is flat. Just relax your arms, your hands, and allow your fingers to curl naturally into your palms. No tension, no effort, just relaxation. Relax your face, your jaw, and then observe the breath. You don't need to change it, just notice. Rising and falling. The next time you inhale, fill up your tummy and your side ribs all the way up to your chest. And when you exhale, from the chest, allow your body to release and contract all the way down to the belly. Rising from your belly to the chest, falling from the chest to the belly. Continue at your own pace. Take 2 more breaths here, full deep breaths. And the next time you inhale, move your arms out to the sides at a T position. Keep your rib cage on the floor. Scan your body. Make sure that your legs and your glutes are relaxed. And keeping your ribcage on the ground, bring your hands towards the sky, palms touching. Extend your fingers and gently press your palms towards each other. Keep your elbows fully extended and draw your shoulders into its sockets. As you take your next inhalation, press your palms together and move your hands overhead. You don't have to touch the floor. And as you exhale, keep pressing your palms. Bring your hands up again. Continue at your own pace. You're going to keep equal pressure against your hands. Your elbows fully extended. We might notice that the elbows want to bend so that we can get more range of motion, but we're going to try to not aim for the floor, but rather keep your ribcage grounded to the best of your ability. Keep your legs and your glutes relaxed. Keep your face and your jaw relaxed. Also notice the moment you are losing the pressure on your hands so that you have gone too far. The movement won't be as big and impressive as your mind might want it to be, but that's okay. But just breathe deeply in and out. The slower you breathe and move, the better. As you press your palms one another, see if you can create the action of hollowing up the armpits and moving the eyes of the elbows, of the pits of the elbows towards your face, externally rotating your shoulders. Notice if you can feel the wings of the shoulder blades moving against the floor. Keep your face and your jaw relaxed. Notice the work of your shoulders, your triceps. Make sure you keep putting pressure against your palms. Gentle pressure, don't overdo it. We'll take one more breath like this. And on your next inhalation, bring your arms up. And as you exhale, release your hands by your sides, palms facing up. Observe. Bring your arms at a T position once again. Bend the elbows and allow your palms to face forward. As you take your next inhalation, bring your right palm to the floor and your left hand goes to the back. So you're internally rotating your right shoulder and externally rotating the left. On your next breath, bring your fingertips towards the sky. And on your next exhalation, we're going to move the other way. So right palm faces up, left palm moves towards the floor. Inhale, fingertips towards the sky, and exhale. Continue to alternate. Don't let your mind wander. You may notice that the rotation on your shoulders is different. Maybe you have more internal rotation on one side than the other, and vice versa. Don't force your hands to touch the floor, and don't let your ribcage leave the ground. Keep your legs, glutes, and jaw relaxed. We started with the right hand going forward, palm down. So the next time your right palm faces the sky, come back to center, and then release your hands by your sides, palms facing up. Notice. We're going to take one more breath here, full deep breath. Pay attention to your legs, your glutes, and notice how close your back is from the floor. You want to release it, try not to use it. Bend your elbows once more, palms facing forward. You're going again onto a goalpost posture. Both hands move on the same direction this time. As you take your next inhalation, move your palms forward down, and exhale, fingertips towards the sky. Inhale, externally rotate your shoulders, palms face up. Exhale, fingertips to the sky. Find your rhythm. See if you can move right from your shoulder blades. Do not force your hands to go all the way to the floor. Don't let your shoulder torque or pinch. Continue to move at the pace of your breath. One more round. The next time your palms face up, come back to center and release your hands by your sides. And then observe if any other part of your body is engaged. If you were compensating with your legs, with your glutes, perhaps your pelvis changed a position. And just try to find center once more. Breathe. On your next breath, bring your hands by your hips, palms facing towards each other, and move your fingertips like if you were trying to touch the bottom of your mat. Then once your shoulders are away from the ears, rest the elbows on the floor as close to your body as you can, and bring your palms to face, fingertips face towards the sky. As you take your next inhalation, open your arms, keep the elbows on the floor, and you're going to move your hands towards the floor. They don't have to touch. Notice the work of your back. The next time you exhale, palms face one another once again. Find your rhythm. Inhale, open. Notice your lats moving, engaging, and exhale, close. Inhale, open. Don't let your rib cage flare. And exhale, close. Meanwhile, you keep your legs and your glutes relaxed, your face and your jaw relaxed. Are left and right engaging evenly, or you find that the one side moves more or engages more than the other? Can you match left and right, releasing a little bit that one side that is dominant? Last round. Relax your hands by your sides, palms facing up. Observe. We'll take one more breath here, full deep breath. And on your next inhalation, wiggle your toes, move your feet side to side, wiggle your fingers, and you may stretch your arms overhead. Maybe stretch your body. You can press your back on the floor, lift the hips, and squeeze your bum tight, tight, tight. And release. We'll go the other way. Press the tailbone on the floor, arch your back, and squeeze and tense, tight, tight, tight. And release. Awesome. Now, we're going to move towards the top of the mat. Keep the 4 legs of the chair on the mat. It's important. And if you have a blanket, you may take it. If you have extra blankets, then you can leave it and have an extra blanket to fold it. Those of you who have blocks available, you can use blocks instead. You're going to move towards the top of the mat and rest your heels on the floor, having a blanket, a folded blanket, in between your knees. Now, for your head, you want to make sure that you rest the back of the head on the floor. And it's okay if your neck elongates. You do not want your neck flat on the floor. Like, you don't want to touch it. Don't want to touch it. Your gaze stays straight up, maybe slightly behind you. Do not look sideways. Release your hands by your sides. You're not going to use your arms like we would do in Hatha Yoga. We're going to use our legs and our glutes for this bridge poses. Relax your shoulders, squeeze your blanket or block, or you can have 2 blocks if you have them. Squeeze your buttocks, press the small of the back on the floor, and on your next inhalation, lift your hips off the ground, squeezing the blanket or blocks. Remember, you do not look sideways. On your next breath, release your hips onto the floor. Okay, so remember, before we come up, we tuck the tailbone and press the back onto the floor. Exhale, press the tailbone onto, scoop the tailbone up, press your back down, and inhale as you squeeze your blocks or blanket, and glutes come up. And exhale, release down. Inhale here. Exhale, press yourself against the floor, scoop the tailbone, and pick up the hips. Inhale, we go down. Exhale, scoop the tailbone, press yourself down, squeeze your bum, and pick up the hips. And inhale down. Continue at your own pace. You want to make sure that you really get to squeeze your buttocks so that you work more with your buttocks and not so much with your hamstrings. The less you're able to engage your bum, the more your hamstrings are going to work. And this is something that we might do while walking. That's why many of us find that we have a lot of problems with our knees and our hips because we don't engage our buttocks. So this is a great way to start getting into that place. So first you tuck the tailbone, and that will help you to isolate your glutes. And then fire up as you lift. We're gonna do 3 more. Inhale here, exhale, press against the floor, squeeze your bum and lift. Inhale down. Meanwhile, we are engaging our inner thighs by squeezing our prop, whether it's a blanket or a bolster or a block. 1 more. And when you're ready, put your blanket or block aside. You can move your chair out of the way. And then extend your legs on the mat. Observe. Don't let your mind wander. Notice your heartbeat. Notice your breath. We're going to take 2 more breaths here, full deep breaths. And when you're ready, bend your knees, bring your foot soles on the floor, hug your knees, and rock side to side. If you have a pillow, a firm pillow handy, or a bolster, you're gonna take your either bolster pillow and place it under the hips. You could also have a folded blanket or blocks instead. And we're just going to go into a bridge pose again, but this time with our feet on the ground, rounding your hips towards the floor. So instead of having sway back, you want it to slouch almost towards the ground. Bring your right knee to the chest. Extend your left leg to the sky. Flex your left foot and take a few moments, breathe. Just breathing against the right thigh here. Draw your shoulders in, relax your jaw, your face. Bring your right knee towards the shoulder. And on your next breath, you may hold onto the back of the leg out towards the side. You may hold onto your ankle. Some of you may hold onto the foot like half happy baby, or you can have your strap and place it on the ball of the foot and hold with the strap. The extended leg will go slowly down in front of you towards the floor. You don't worry about actually touching the floor with your left heel. What you want is to contain that right leg and to have your foot in line with your knee. So don't let your foot move towards the glute. You want to kick your foot out and your knee is out to the side towards the armpit. So half happy baby here. Hold the strap with the right hand so that you can keep your left shoulder on the floor. If you're holding onto the foot with your hand, it's fine. Just make sure, it's fine. You can hold onto the outer edge or the big toe. Feel the stretch through that left hip flexor. Press your left heel away from you. Breathe. Now, if it works for you, Release your heel, left heel on the floor. You don't have to extend the knee. Just allow your heel to reach the floor and you'll get a deeper extension through the left hip flexor. Make sure there's no tension going to the neck. Take one more breath, full deep breath. And when you're ready, gonna bend that left knee, rest your foot sole on the floor, and slowly and mindfully, if you have a strap, you're gonna let go of the strap, hold onto the back of the right leg, guide it back to the center of the chest, and hold it tightly towards you. You can either hold onto the leg, onto the shin, I guess, with your hands, or if that hurts your knee, you can bring your hands, interlace your fingers behind your leg, and press gently with your thumbs the outside of the leg. We're gonna contain the knee. So whichever grasp you got, gonna rotate the ankle 40 times to the right. Really fast. The faster, the better. You wanna make sure that your left knee is not flaring. You keep it pointing straight ahead. When you're done, 40 on the opposite direction, really fast. Make sure the movement comes right from the ankle, not from the knee. You are containing that knee. Keep breathing. When you're done with your 40 toe flexes, really fast. And when you're ready, shake the tension off that foot. When you're ready, release your foot sole on the floor. We'll take a few moments, readjust on your bolster or blocks if you want, or knee. And when you are ready, gonna bring both knees again towards the chest, rounding your back towards the floor. Hold onto the left knee, extend your right leg to the sky, flex your foot, feel the stretch through the hip flexor. Now, keeping still that right foot sole facing up, start guiding the left knee out towards the armpit. And then hold maybe into half happy baby, maybe the outside of the leg, the crease of the leg, the ankle, big toe, or outer edge of the foot. Or you can take the strap again and place it on the ball of the foot and guide the foot out to the side. So we're gonna be careful not to let the heel move down towards the glute, but rather try to keep the foot sole facing the sky with the left foot. And once you have your position, bring your right leg straight down towards the floor in front of you. No, that's the direction, but you're not aiming to touch the floor. We're just getting into the first edge of this stretch. Keep your left shoulder, right shoulder on the floor. So you're holding the strap with the left hand or the foot with the left hand. When you are ready, release your right heel to the floor. Breathe. You're activating your left arm and shoulder. Draw your shoulder into its socket. Keep your pelvis parallel to the floor to the best of your ability. We're gonna take one more breath here, full deep breath. And when you are ready, bend the right knee and bring your right foot sole to the floor, toes and knee point forward. And then let go of the strap or the left foot and guide your knee towards the center of the chest. And once more, we're gonna find that position that works for us. So maybe interlace your fingers over the shin or behind your leg. Contain the knee with your thumbs and 40 fast circles with the ankle, like with the foot towards the left. And when you're done, 40 more to the opposite direction. And when you are done with your 40 more toe flexes as fast as you can. When you are done, shake the tension off your foot and release it onto the floor. Depending on your lower back, you may be able to extend both legs towards the ground. You don't have to. If that doesn't feel right, you can keep your foot soles on the floor. Hands by your sides, palms facing up. Watch your breath. Take one more breath, full deep breath. Bend your knees, bring your foot soles on the floor, pick up the hips, and move your prop out of the way. Release your hips on the ground, extend your legs, and observe. Notice the sensations as your body releases flat on the ground. Any sensations around your pelvis, around your neck, or anywhere else. And be mindful to find your way onto your side when you're ready. Bend your knees, rest your foot soles on the ground, and fall over your favorite side. Take a few moments once you get there. And you're going to use your top hand to slowly help yourself up on your next exhalation. So you could have the bolster for extra support, or you can have a blanket under your knees. So whether it's your knees or your bolster, we're gonna find a little bit of an elevation for the hips. If there is high blood pressure, you're gonna stay on your hands. Unless there is any concern on your wrist, then you can go on your elbows, but still you're gonna keep your head above the chest. I will give you a second option, well, a third option, because this would be your second option. You could go straight down on the floor. The next one might be a little too much, so you don't have to really, and it might be even a little funkier. But, I mean, if you feel like funky today, well, we can try that. Let's see how this goes, because, you know, I'm very gracious when I do this kind of things. So I'll try. Here we go. Okay. Good. So we could do it from a chair or a couch and then stack the joints, so shoulders over wrists, and going onto a shoulder dip. Then let your head dangle. So what you want to make sure if you go onto the chair is that your tailbone rises and your belly drops. Your head also drops. So this is known as the static extension, and it will extend your back, including your spine, including your cervical spine. If it's okay for you to let your head dangle, we're gonna do that. Watch your breath. And remember that if there is any concern with your blood pressure, you keep your head above the chest. This will be like an inversion. Even if you are on your bolster, and if you decide to get your elbows instead of the wrist on the floor, it will also serve you as an inversion. So be mindful, no pressure on the temples or the eyes. I'm gonna take 2 more breaths here. And be mindful to come out. So you're gonna shift your weight maybe towards the wrist, and one leg at a time. Bring yourself down. If you are on your knees on the floor, you're gonna walk yourself back, stack your fists, and rest your forehead down. So if you have your knees on the bolster, you could go on your fist. If you want to do the opposite and bring your bolster under the hands, you could do that too. And take a few deep breaths. We'll take one more breath, full deep breath. And when you're ready, bring your hands under the shoulders as you inhale, and exhale, slowly push yourself up. Shoulders back and down. And we're gonna slowly and mindfully come up onto our standing position, so you can use your bolster to help you up to standing. And get your chair. You're gonna have the chair at the center of the mat, so you guys can be facing the center of the room if you want. And then we're gonna go and dance like flash dance. Just kidding. We're gonna get ourselves white. Oh gosh, I'm back. So we're gonna get our toes out to the sides. We're gonna go into goddess pose using the chair. So when you're ready, allow yourself to go down and see if you can get close to the chair. Not so much resting on the chair. Unless you need it, then just go for it, and then you can adjust. Now here's the deal. Actually, let's all go and sit on the chair. So look at your knees and your toes. You want them pointing on the same direction, meaning if your knees are pointing in more than you would like them, that's okay. We just turn the toes in, so the very center of the kneecap points with the second toe, the toe right next to the big toe. Some of you will be wider with the hips, and that's okay. If the knees are pointing out to the side, the toes just follow. Now squeeze your bum. Bring your hands on the top of the chair, and on your next exhalation, press your heels on the ground, balls of the feet are on the floor, lift the toes, and pick up the hips coming up onto your goddess pose. So you have the chair here to support you. Try to keep your shoulders over the hips and breathe. So you're going to feel the the external rotation of the hip. You're going to feel the stretch through the groin. Squeeze your buttocks. This pose is meant to activate your bum, to stabilize your pelvis. And it doesn't matter how wide your knees are, as long as your toes and your knees point on the same direction. We're going to take one more breath here, full deep breath. And on your next inhalation, release onto the chair. And walk your feet, shoulders back and down. Awesome. We're going to do it again. I'm going to go sideways so you can see me. So something that the body is going to try to do once we go up is lean forward and come here, or send the bum back and go here. But instead, we're going to try to send the pubic bone forward, creating an elongation of your back. Really squeeze your bum. Watch for those heels. They rest right below the knees. Toes and knees point together. Squeeze. And next time you exhale, pick up the hips and tuck your tailbone, moving your shoulders over the hips. And breathe. Lift the toes. Trying to avoid sending the bum back to the best of our ability. Draw the navel in, pull it up. We're going to take 3 more breaths here. Unless you need to rest, you go right ahead and rest on the chair. Think about moving your knees out to the sides, externally rotating those hips. And the next time you inhale, release your hips on the chair, your glutes on the chair, walk it out, shoulders back and down. Awesome. Next one. From where you are, we're going to extend the left leg and bring the outer edge of your foot parallel to the short end of the mat. Your right toes are pointing towards the short end of the mat. Your hips will stay facing towards your chair. Awesome. Now, on your next breath, activate your feet so you want your toes maybe off the ground. And on your next exhalation, lift from that chair, going on to warrior 2 position. Getting ourselves into extended leg on the left, bent knee on the right, and using the chair for extra support. Breathe deeply here. I'm going to feel that work through the hips. Think about lifting the pelvic floor muscles. Draw the navel in, pull it up. Only if it feels okay, bring your arms out to the sides at a T position. Gaze towards your right hand. Make sure that right knee is right above the heel. Don't let it pass it. It can be behind it too. Draw your blades together. Great job. We'll take one more breath here. Full deep breath. And inhale, bring your hands to your hips. And exhale, hands on the chair. Release yourself onto the chair. Walk your foot back in. Readjust. Take a few moments, walk your feet. And we're going to extend that right leg. So feel free to move on the chair, you guys. It doesn't have to be perfect. It has to feel good. So your right toes point forward so that your hips can stay facing forward. But this time your left toes will face the short end of the mat. Toes and knee on the same direction, always. Squeeze your bum, right leg extends, and on your next exhalation, pick up those hips off the chair. Now, once again, remember, active feet. You can stay holding onto the chair, send your pubic bone slightly forward, and breathe. Only if it feels right. Bring your arms out to the sides at a T position and draw your shoulder blades together. You don't have to. And gaze maybe towards the left hand. You can have one hand on the chair if you want to extend the left arm and gaze towards it, but you don't have to once again. Think about activating from your roots to the crest, like really strong feet, strong legs, glutes. And we'll take one more breath, full deep breath. Inhale, hands on your hips. Exhale, hands on the chair and release. Walk your feet closer. Take a few moments. Perfect. Last one. Goddess pose again. Remember, toes and knees point on the same direction. Send your pubic bone forward. Draw the navel in and pull it up. On your next exhalation, toes off the ground, pick up, and find that goddess pose. You can stay holding onto the chair like we did the first time, or if you choose this time, bring your arms out to the sides, maybe bend the elbows, and bring your hands into Gyan Mudra. Now, actively push your knees out to the sides and send the weight towards the outer edges of your feet. But keep sending your pubic bone forward. Press your heels down and push them towards each other. That will lift you a little bit. Good. We'll take one more breath, full deep breath. And inhale, hands on the chair. Exhale, slowly release. Oh, all right, yes. We're gonna come out, walk it out, and shake the tension off. Perfect. I won't let you go like that, you guys. So we're going to come back to center. We're gonna take a blanket or a block and place it right in between your thighs. You wanna work with your, you're gonna work with your shoulders as much as you're working with your hips. So look down at your feet, and depending what prop you have, you want to have the same distance between your big toes and your knees. So if you have a block, it will be a little over an inch. If it's a blanket, so it will be the width of your blanket. 2 blocks, then wider. All right. Stay far enough from the chair, but that you are able to touch with your fingertips. Lift the toes, squeeze your bum, and send your pubic bone forward. Draw your navel in, and on your inhalation, bring your heels off the floor. As you exhale, bend your knees, squeeze your buttocks, and start lowering. Just where you start feeling those glutes active. Keep your shoulders over the hips. Try avoiding leaning forward. Breathe. Keep drawing that navel in. Although you are on the balls of your feet, you're not gripping with your toes. Make sure your toes are pointing in rather than letting them go out. So your heels are a little bit wider than the toes. We'll take 2 more breaths here, full deep breaths, engaging the bum. This is great for your knees, you guys, to de-rotate your knees. And the next time you inhale, slowly come up, and exhale. Release your heels. All right, walk it out, get some water, and we're gonna go onto our tummies. Have your bolster handy for the next one, and you may want to have a blanket or a block handy, just in case. Your bolster, you're gonna place it on the left side of, like once you go on your belly, you're gonna place the bolster on the left side at the level of your knee. When you are ready, bring your legs closer together because they're gonna go wide once we get the bolster. And have the bolster perpendicular to your mat, like a, yeah. So then push your body back and stack your legs and bring that bolster slightly above the knee. And bring it all the way in until you touch the bottom leg. Then rotate over your tummy again so that what is it, left leg? It's on the bolster. So see here, you might notice your legs go a little wide apart. That's okay, as long as they don't go too wide. You want to try to keep hip distance apart to the best of your ability. Now, depending on the shoulders and your neck, you may bring your arms at a goalpost posture and rest your forehead on a block or a blanket or straight down on the floor. This is not going to feel comfortable for everybody to have the forehead on the floor. So find a prop that will help you to find that position that works. And then we're going to breathe deeply into the back body. Your hips are not going to be parallel to the floor, but with every exhalation, you may notice that your hips start softening. We are extending the left hip flexor. It's more of a static extension once again. It's not necessarily passive because much is happening while you relax here. And that's the thing, letting go in this position, allowing your feet, legs, and glutes to relax. Let your hips be heavy, although they're not grounded, not both, that's okay. Relax your back. Relax your neck, your shoulders. Make sure that your goalpost posture does not bring any pinching sensation to your shoulders. It's important. If it's doing something funky with the shoulders, stack your hands under the forehead instead. Observe your breath for a few more rounds. We'll take one more breath here, full deep breath. And when you are ready, bring your hands under the forehead. You may lean towards your right leg and move your bolster out to the left. Big toes touch heels out. Take a few moments here. Notice if you feel like now you're leaning towards the left after having extended that hip flexor. You may feel a little bit closer to the ground on that side. So now we're going to extend the other side. So be mindful as you pass your prop to the other side. So the way I do it is I just move it in front of me so then I get full control of my shoulders instead of twisting myself. And once again, we're going to place the bolster at the knee level and then rotate the other way. Stack your legs. And once the bolster is touching your bottom leg, you're going to rotate again towards your tummy, having the right leg now on the bolster. So once more, you are going to find that position for your arms that will work best. So maybe goalpost posture with the forehead on a blanket, block, or on the floor, or stack your hands under the forehead. So once you find your position, relax your feet, your ankles, relax your legs, relax your glutes, relax your hips, let them be heavy. Relax your back. Let your shoulders be heavy. Relax your neck. Remember, you always have the option to adjust your arms and your head. We do not want a pinching or torquing sensation in any joint. Start sending the breath towards your back body. Relax and observe. Don't let your mind wander. We're gonna take one more breath here, full deep breath. And when you are ready, bring your hands under the forehead, and then lean towards your right and move your bolster out to the side. Return to center, maybe wiggle your body, balance it on the ground. Take a few moments and observe. Take one more breath, full deep breath. And the next time you inhale, bring your hands under the shoulders. And exhale, slowly and mindfully push yourself up on your knees. Now from here, I will give you a few options. So you could stay on tabletop. You can have a blanket under the knees and move your hands towards the top of the mat. Rest your elbows on the floor and bring your forehead towards the ground, creating an extension of your back. Or if you choose, you can come up onto your fours, pick up the knees, and push back onto downward dog. If you want the extension of downward dog, but your wrists don't like that, you can then go on your elbows, hug them, then interlace your fingers and go into dolphin pose, picking up once again and stretching the chest towards the thighs. So either extension, you just want to put that demand on your back body. Relax your head, whether it's touching the floor or not, if you are on your elbows. If you're in downward dog, maybe walk it out if it feels right and breathe. If you are on downward dog, you're gonna go onto the balls of the feet as you inhale, and then rest your knees on the ground. Those of you on your elbows, push yourself up. We're all gonna meet on tabletop. So on your next breath, tailbone up, drop your belly, open your chest, and look forward or up. And the next time you exhale, tuck your tailbone, round your back, and let your head dangle. Again, breathe in, tailbone up, drop your belly, open your chest, look forward or up. And breathe out, tuck the tailbone, round your back, and let your head down. We'll do two more. Inhale. and exhale.
One more, inhale.
And exhale.
Inhale, come back to center.
And exhale, maybe sit back. Have a prop under your knees. If you have a bolster, I highly recommend you use a bolster, or blocks can do, or stack a couple of blankets, folded blankets, so you have a really good support under the knees. Then we're gonna go onto our knees. If you have a rounded bolster, just make sure that you are on the flatter part of the bolster. Curl the toes under and have about fist distance between the knees. You're gonna squeeze your bum and allow your hip bones and pubic bone to be at the same level. Now from here, relax your shoulders back and down, and as you inhale, bring your right arm up and reach up, extend through the right side. And as you exhale, flip your palm out and circle your arm behind you, resting the heel of the hand on the sacrum or the SI, just the flat part below the lower back. Your hands are moving down your glutes. We're gonna do the same thing on the other side. Inhale, reach up, lengthen through the left, palm away, and then circle your arm behind you, resting the heel of the hand once again on your SI. Draw your elbows in towards the body, you're squeezing your bum, and lift the collarbone. Your gaze can go slightly forward and up. Some of you might go and bring the elbows even higher up, but watch for the neck. What you want to work here on is on bringing the elbows closer together, engaging your shoulder blades. You want them together to protect the neck. You don't have to be looking straight up, and please don't if this doesn't suit your neck. Think about sending your pubic bone forward. You want your hips over the knees. Try not to sit back if you can. Squeezing those elbows towards each other for one more breath. And next time you inhale, bring yourself back to an upright, gaze forward, and exhale, release your shoulders round. Perfect. We're going down onto our seated position. You can use your bolster, blanket, blocks to sit up tall. And let us find a cross-legged position. If this is uncomfortable, remember you can sit on your chair if it feels better. You want to stack your shoulders over the hips. Press your hands on your legs, grounding yourself. Push your shoulders down. It's going to push those legs down, and think about squeezing your bum and connecting, whether it's with props. If your knees don't touch the floor, don't force them. Think about pressing from the thighs, not from the knees. And it's mostly to ground your hips, not so much the knees. So pressing gently those hips down, push your shoulders down, breathe deeply. Watch your breath while you do this. We used to do it with Friedel with a mudra, Chinmaya mudra. You can try it with the mudra. So you're gonna curl your fingers or close them into a fist and bring your index and thumbs together. And then go to the creases of the legs and push your hips down. But while you do this, your shoulders are gonna try to come up to the ears. So you're gonna also push those shoulders down and breathe. You keep your legs active, your glutes active. Elongate your neck, press the crown of the head up while you press your shoulders and hands down. Your static pose is active from the feet to the crown of the head. Your breath is flowing, your face is relaxed, your jaw is also relaxed. We're going to take one more breath here, full deep breath. Release your mudra, relax your arms, relax your shoulders, relax your legs. If you need to switch your seated position, you're welcome to do that. Extend your legs forward and cross the other way. Otherwise, watch your breath here. I'm going to take one more breath, full deep breath. Tuck your chin onto your chest, blink your eyes open, lean back, extend your legs, shake the tension off. We're going to move on to our backs. You can have your bolster handy in case you want it for under your knees. You don't have to, but some of you might want it. Once you get onto your back, we're going to equalize a little bit differently today. You can do butterfly after if you want, but I'll offer you today to do bridge pose just to bring your hips back to center. So you want to bend your knees and rest your foot soles on the floor. Have about fist distance between your toes and knees. Activate your feet, so you want your toes off the ground, but still press the heels and balls of the feet on the floor. Bring your hands by your sides, palms facing up. You're not going to be using your arms once again. The next time you exhale, press your navel down, press your back onto the floor, tuck the tailbone, and squeeze your bum. Next time you inhale, pick up the hips off the ground. Your gaze is straight up or slightly behind you. You're going to feel the elongation of the neck, but do not let it flatten on the floor. Stay up and breathe. Squeeze in your buttocks. If you are mostly feeling your hamstrings, you are not engaging your bum, and you want to target your buttocks instead of the hamstrings. I mean, the hamstrings will work, but you don't want them to be the only thing working. Tucking the tailbone will really help to target those muscles. Breathing deeply here. Arms are soft. Weight goes in between the shoulder blades. Don't let your knees flare. One more breath, full deep breath. Next time you inhale with control, release your hips onto the ground. And as you exhale, extend your legs and relax. You are welcome to relax on your Shavasana. If you would like to go into butterfly position, you're also welcome to do that. Don't let your mind go away. Watch your breath. Relax your feet, your ankles. Relax your lower legs, your knees. Relax your thighs, your buttocks. Hips and shoulders are heavy. Relax your arms and hands. Relax your neck and your jaw. Breathing deeply, rising and falling. Every time you exhale, feel your body grounding a little more. Feel the weight of your arms, softness of your fingers. Let them curl naturally into your palms. No tension, no effort, just relaxation. Don't let your mind wander. We're gonna take one more breath here, full deep breath. And on your next inhalation, wiggle your toes. Wiggle your fingers. Exhale, move your feet and hands. Inhale, stretch your arms overhead, bring your legs closer together and tense and squeeze every muscle tight, 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 prune face. And release. Again, flex or point and squeeze tight, 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 prune face. And release. Last one, make it count. Flex or point and squeeze tight, tight, tight. Let all tension go. Move on to your favorite side. Take a few moments once you get there. And scan your body from bottom to top. Check in. Notice your muscles, your joints. Notice your breath. Use your top hand to slowly help yourself up. On your next exhalation, you can use your blanket or your bolster to sit up tall. Bring your hands together at the center of the heart. Shoulders back and down. Relax your jaw and your face. We're going to seal our practice with the sound and vibration of Om. But first we'll take a breath together. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale to Om. Observe. Tuck your chin onto your chest and blink your eyes open. Bring your gaze forward and shower yourself with your own good vibes all around you and shake off the tensions and stresses and all that stuff that you don't need. Thank you, yoginis. Have a wonderful evening. Namaste. Thank you.